I'm doing this study because many of us do not know the real reason of what Halloween is and where it actually came from. Is you celebrating the Day of the Dead. It is, as many of us know, it is celebrated from October 31st till November the 1st. Halloween came from places such as England, Ireland, and northern France. They believe that on this day, their families, their spirits, will come to earth looking for a peaceful rest. And that's not the only thing they believe. They also believe that that day was where evil spirits will come as well. And these people would do certain things for them. They would do bonfires, and on these bonfires, they would wait for their family spirits to come so that they would look for the peaceful rest. They will make the fire for light. And during the bonfires, that wasn't the only thing they would do. They will also use scary masks for a costume so that they can blend in with the evil spirits. And for costumes, I didn't know that that's what the costumes meant. I didn't know that you would put on a mask because it was to blend with the demons, with the evil spirits. Because I remember when I was in the world, I remember that I would use costumes because I thought they were cute, because I thought it was just for fun. I just wanted to dress up. And many of us do that. Many of us use them because we think it's cute, because it's fun. Because you want to dress like your favorite character. But no, in reality, that's not what it really was. That's not what it really meant. And and they will go with, of course, you trick or treat. You wear a costume and you will trick or treat. But for them, trick or treat was that they would leave treats outside their houses so that the demons, the evil spirits would leave them alone, so they wouldn't bother them. They wouldn't hunt them down. But in reality, we don't see it like that. We just see it like we just want candy. We get free candy on that day, and that's why. Because I used to do it for candy. I would be like, I'm gonna go trick or treating because I want candy. And it's not really that. It was, of course, it's for another reason. So we're dressing up like a demon for candy, and that's not the right thing. And it's not just that, but trick or treat, you're either, like, if you listen to the true meaning of trick or treat, you're like, either you treat me or I'm gonna trick you. And that's exactly what the spirits would do. Either you treat me, you gonna give me something, or I'm gonna hunt you down. And that's what we're saying. Like, you know, there's like little songs that kids use nowadays, like trick or treating, and that's not right, because it's like you're practically worshiping the devil while you're singing that, because that day is a day full of darkness, and the people would do that because they were feared. They had fear, and of course, us as Christians, we know that we should not fear because God did not give us a spirit of fear. And I can relate that to a word of the Bible in Ephesians 6:10, where it talks about, where it says that, read the word in the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Finally, be strengthened by the Lord and by His vast strength. Put on the full armor of God so that you can stand against the tactics of the devil. For our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the world powers of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavens. This is why you must take up the full armor of God, so that you may be able to resist in the evil day, and have it prepared everything to take your stand. So it says in the word that God gave us things so that we can stand against the devil, so that we won't fear the devil, so that we can fight against all the evil spirits that come for us. We should not fear. And also, as I went on to research more and learn more about the meaning of it, they would use other things as well. Like, they wouldn't just leave food out so that evil spirits would just leave them alone. They would also use pumpkins, and that's where, you know, this is where the pumpkins started. Pumpkin carvings. They would carve a pumpkin and put it outside the door, their houses, so that the evil spirits would get scared, so that they would be scared and they would flee away. And me, I didn't know that. Personally, me, I didn't know that. I would go pumpkin picking, but I didn't know why. Like, and of course, all of us, you know, it's fun. Like, you know, we think it's fun, but in reality, we don't know the true meaning of it. It was to scare. It was to scare the evil spirits away. And more to it was, it's not just. It wasn't just a day that the pagans would use for their family members, their dead family members' spirits, and the evil spirits. It was also a day where there was many witches, and it's still to this day. There's a lot of witches who do that, and the witches do still. They sacrifice. They would sacrifice animals and even human sacrifices, and it was a time where they felt that they had. Well, it's a time now that they feel that they have the most power. And not just them, but Satan. Satan feels like he has the most power at this time of the year, because everything is dark. Everything is fear, is death. And, you know, we don't know the true meaning of it, but practically us doing Halloween is like we're worshiping the devil. The devil is dark. He's death. He's evil. And God is the total opposite. God is light. God is life. He is not any of that to see, because all we think about is we just want to have fun, and that's not it. We're not doing it. We have to do God's will. Us Christians have to do God's will, and it's not we have to do His will, but we also have to show all the rest of the people out there that it's not right, that they shouldn't do it. We need to. God has put us here so that we can save those lives out there who are not doing the right things, and we can show them and open their eyes of what in reality what it really is, what it really means. And it's not just this holiday. There's many other holidays that we need to actually know and learn about, and actually get the time to know what it really means or where it came from, because we're celebrating all these holidays but we don't know what it actually means. We need to actually get into it and actually know what it means. And where God is light, and then Satan is not light, he's dark. It says in the word in 2 Corinthians 6:14, it says, "Do not be mismatched with unbelievers, for what partnership is there between righteousness and lawlessness? Or what fellowship does light have with darkness? What agreement does Christ have with Belial? I'm so sorry. Or what does a believer have in common with an unbeliever?" We should not be together with dark. We should not mix together with dark, because we as Christians are not dark. We are the light. And that's just some of the study that I have learned from the meaning of Halloween. And yeah, hope you guys have a good day. God bless you guys all.